Hey, ever thought the Bible was just rules, prayers, and serious old men with beards? Think again, because what you're about to hear is straight-up movie material. Yep, here are the top 10 craziest, most mind-blowing stories straight from the Bible, and they're 100% real. Welcome to the 10 craziest stories you didn't know were in the Bible. Let's kick things off with this one. 1. A donkey that talks like a human. Yep, you heard that right. So here's the scene. Balaam is riding his donkey, whip in hand. Suddenly, the donkey swerves off the road. Why? An angel with a flaming sword is standing in the path, but only the donkey can see it. Balaam starts beating the poor creature until the donkey turns around and goes, "Why are you hitting me?" And no joke, they have a full conversation. Moral of the story? Sometimes the animals are smarter than us. Let's move to story number 2. A man gets swallowed by a giant fish and survives. So Jonah is trying to run away from God. A massive storm hits, the crew panics, and Jonah says, "Throw me overboard, I'm the problem." They do. He sinks and gets swallowed by a giant fish. 3 days inside, not dead, not digested. He even prays from the belly, like a personal underwater prayer room. Next up, a prophet gets food delivered by ravens. Yup, you heard that right, bird delivery. Elijah is alone in the wilderness, no food, no help. Then, out of nowhere, God sends ravens. They bring him bread and meat twice a day, no Uber Eats, just birds doing God's delivery service. Now here's a weird one. 4. A talking tree that curses a king. Wait, what? A man named Jotham tells a strange parable. The trees are choosing a king. The olive tree says, "Nah, I'm busy making oil." The fig tree's like, "I've got fruit to make." Even the vine's like, "I'm vibing, no thanks." But the thorn bush, it says, "Pick me, or I'll burn you all." Moral of the story? Be careful who you put in charge. Even plants get political in the Bible. And guess what? That's just the beginning. We still have exploding fire from heaven, zombie armies, and a guy who lives inside a tomb. Yep, buckle up. Alright, we've already had a talking donkey, a prophet in a fish belly, and birds doing food delivery. But trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. Let's dive into part 2 of the wildest Bible stories ever. Story 5. Fire from Heaven. No, not a Marvel movie. It's the prophet Elijah versus 450 prophets of Baal. One challenge. Whoever's God sends fire wins. Baal's guys scream and cut themselves. Nothing happens. Then Elijah steps up, pours water all over his altar, looks up, and boom, fire crashes down from the sky, burns up everything, even the stones. Zombie army comes to life. Number 6. A valley full of bones, dry, dusty skeletons, no life. God tells Ezekiel, "Speak to them." He does. Suddenly, bones start rattling, snapping together, muscles and skin grow back, until a full army rises from the dust. Yes, the Bible has a legit zombie resurrection scene. 7. A wild man breaks chains in a graveyard. A man living in a graveyard, naked, screaming, breaking chains with superhuman strength. People tried tying him up, didn't work. Turns out, he's filled with demons, like a whole army of them. Jesus shows up, and the demons beg to be sent into pigs. He says, "Go." And boom. Thousands of pigs rush off a cliff and drown. A man caught up in a fiery chariot. Story number 8. A man doesn't die. He rides to heaven in style. Elijah again. He's walking with Elisha, when out of nowhere, a fiery chariot with flaming horses swoops down from the sky, grabs him, and whoosh, he's gone, straight to heaven, no funeral needed. We just had fire from the sky, a zombie army, a man possessed in a graveyard, and a chariot of literal fire. You still think the Bible's boring? Wait a second. Because a sea gets split in half, a man survives a furnace, and a mysterious hand writes on a wall in the middle of a party. Here we are. We've had talking animals, heavenly fire, demon pigs, even zombie armies. But buckle up, because the final 3 will blow your mind. Let's go. Number 9. One of the most iconic scenes ever. The Israelites are trapped. Sea in front, army behind. Moses lifts his staff, and then the sea splits in half. Walls of water tower on both sides. The people walk through dry as desert. When Pharaoh's army follows, the water crashes down, wipes them out. Epic, legendary, unforgettable. Number 3 men, 1 king, a death sentence. They refuse to worship a golden statue. So the king, furious, throws them into a furnace so hot even guards outside die. But inside the flames, they're walking around untouched, and suddenly a 4th figure appears beside them, glowing like a divine being. They walk out without a single burn, not even the smell of smoke. A floating hand writes on the wall, Daniel 5:1-31. Bonus twist. A royal party gets haunted. King Belshazzar is throwing a massive feast. Suddenly, a mysterious floating hand appears out of nowhere and starts writing glowing letters on the wall. No one can read it. Panic, screaming, chaos. They call Daniel, and he says, God's judging your kingdom. Tonight it falls. And just like that, the king loses it all. So let's recap. A sea split in 2. Men survived fire without a burn, a ghost hand writing the fate of a kingdom. These aren't fairy tales, they're stories of power, mystery, and faith. Whether you believe or not, you can't deny this book is wild, deep, and unforgettable. If this blew your mind, give it a like, share it with someone who thinks the Bible is boring, and hey, hit subscribe if you want more epic, unexpected stories from the world's most mysterious book. Drop a comment. Let us know which story made your jaw drop the most.